Good evening and welcome to another exciting edition of Girls Make We Talk. So today, we have two wonderful people here who would help us to know how we can experience a healthy romantic relationship. I'm your host, Miss Pearl. Many people nowadays know what a healthy relationship looks like, but then they haven't experienced it here. So joining me is two wonderful people who are like relationship coach who will help us in this area. I have Miss Shila here and Mr. Ayala here. Welcome, Miss Shila and Mr. Ayala.
Thank you very much. Thank you. I'm honored to be here. Thank you.
Welcome. So today our topic is about skills for a healthy romantic relationship. So first of all, we would like to know what a healthy relationship is. So this question goes to Miss Sheila in women perspectives.
A healthy relationship is a relationship where both parties in the relationship are growing. So the reason why you have a relationship is to grow in life. So in a healthy relationship, you're growing physically, you're growing mentally, you're growing spiritually, and you're growing emotionally as well. So you're making that progress as a person and together as a unit, as a relationship. That is what I call a healthy relationship. If you are in a relationship whereby you are not growing or you are regressing, you're going backwards, that's not healthy. A healthy relationship, you grow. That is my definition of a healthy relationship. You grow, and as I said, physically, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. Thank you.
Oh, welcome. Okay, that's very nice. What about you, Miss Ayala? What about you, Miss Ayala? What are you? Hello, Miss Ayala, can you hear me? Hello? Hello? Hello, Miss Ayala, can you unmute your mic? Hello, please, can you unmute your mic? Okay, I guess he's off. So
Bad.
okay, hello, he's back. Miss Ayala.
Can you hear me, Pearl?
Hello? Yeah,
Hello,
I can hear
me?
you.
Yeah. So
Yes, please, I can hear you.
Okay, so I was saying that my take on a healthy relationship is that judging from where I'm coming from, it depends on the two parties involved. If I just could add up to what Sheila just said, if you don't see yourself growing in any kind of relationship, then it's not too healthy for you to continue, in the sense that it's always good for you to have progress in any kind of relationship that you are involved in. So what Sheila just said is just right on point. But a healthy relationship usually, it depends on every individual or every party that is involved in the relationship. So what Sheila just said is the right thing, but it might also, differ from, from parties or partners to partners. So just to add up on what Sheila just said is that it really matters on two parties from party A to party B, how they are going to handle their relationship for them to be a healthy one. So that's my take on healthy relationship.
Okay, so right now, how many people know what they can do on a daily basis to improve on their healthy relationship? Because many people are getting into relationship nowadays, and then they just break up and come back, break up and come back. So what can they do to help them in this?
Is that question?
If I could take this first.
Okay, that question goes to Mr. Ayala.
Okay. I believe in one thing that it should be the basis for every kind of relationship for it to progress. That is understanding. And I always say I don't want to rely too much on the word love, but I want to be on understanding. If really you want to have a healthy romantic relationship with your partner, I believe it's always based on an understanding that both of you have. And the kind of understanding that maybe, for example, maybe Sheila and the guy or husband you have will be different from me and my wife also have in common. So for every relationship, I believe that the parties involved should be able to sit and understand themselves from every angle for everything to succeed. So I think that's my small take on the first thing that you asked.
Oh, okay. Miss Stella, what do you think about this? Are you supporting him, or are you for the motion, or you're against the motion? What he said?
I am for the motion and saying understanding each other is very important. And to make sure that you understand each other, there must be communication. So for any relationship to work well, there must be very open and candid communication. And for any open and candid communication to happen, you have to know yourself first and foremost before you get in the relationship, because you need to know what it is you're communicating. Because what you're communicating is your needs. And for you to communicate your needs in this relationship, you need to know what they are. And for you to know what your needs are, you need to know yourself. So most of these relationships nowadays, people are just getting in them for the sake of getting in them without knowing what their needs are, because they do not know themselves, and without knowing how to communicate properly. So you find a lot of relationships have got very poor communication in them, and a lot of them have also got poor communication comes with disrespect. So there is very little respect in the relationship, because you find some of them are expecting their partners to be mind readers. No one can read another's mind. You have to state what it is that you want from the relationship, or what it is that you want your partner to do for you, or what it is you're doing for your partner. So we come back to communication. So for us to understand each other, we first of all need to know what we are communicating. So from that communication, the understanding comes. But as I said, let it be very clear that you can only communicate when you know yourself what it is you want. There is this notion out there that women don't know what they want. You hear that all the time, that, oh, you cannot please women, they don't know what they want. People that don't know what they want. So those are the people that are not ready to be in a relationship. For you to be relationship ready, you have to know yourself. When you know yourself, you will even choose a relationship that suits you, because you're not suited to every relationship. You're suited to a relationship that fits your needs, that can meet your needs. So know yourself first, then you'll be in a position to communicate. Then you'll be in a position to understand yourself and understand another. Thank you.
Okay, welcome back to Miss Shila. You said you should know yourself before engaging in any kind of relationship, but then people don't get to know themselves before they engage. They think that when they get into the relationship, before they can know themselves or know their partner. What about that? Is it right to get into a relationship before you would know yourself or know the person you are going out with?
That is a very, very bad way to go about life. First of all, in life there is more to relationships. Knowing yourself, you just don't know yourself for the sake of a relationship. You know yourself for the sake of living a fulfilling life. Without knowing yourself, you will not live a fulfilling life, because you will not know what your needs are. You will not know where to look for them to be met. You will not you'll not really make much of your life without knowing yourself. So if you don't know yourself and you get in a relationship, you are just going to cause a lot of problems in that relationship, for yourself and for the person you are also in the relationship with. And what is worse, if you don't know yourself, you can only get in a relationship with another person that doesn't know themselves. People that know themselves don't get in a relationship with people that don't know themselves. So if you don't know yourself, you are now adding fuel to the fire by getting another person that doesn't know himself or herself. Now we have two clueless people. We've got two blind people trying to lead the other. It is just going to be disastrous. And the worst thing that can happen in this case is if a child is brought into this mix. Now that is disastrous. So in terms of, to answer your question, that if you don't know yourself, can you get in a relationship and know yourself? No. No. You have to know yourself first, not for the purposes of getting in a relationship, but for purposes of living a fulfilling and enjoyable life. So wherever you are, whether you want a relationship or not, you should know yourself before you even start thinking of a relationship, for the sake of you living a quality life. Thank you.
Okay, that's very nice. What about Mr. Ayala? What do you think? Hello, Mr. Ayala. Please unmute your mic. Hello, please. Okay. Hello, Mr. Ayala. Hello. Please unmute your mic. Hello. Please can you join again? Just connect and join again, please.
So sad. Hello.
Hello. Please unmute your mic. Okay, so Miss Shila, so can we say maturity is a key thing in relationship?
Yes, maturity is a very key thing. Here, I must also quantify and say that maturity is nothing to do with age. It is to do with how your brain works and how aligned you are as a person in terms of your thoughts and in terms of your emotions, in terms of your ambitions in life, in terms of understanding yourself. Actually, the whole definition of maturity is understanding yourself and knowing who you are. So that is crucial to a relationship. And as I said, it's nothing to do with age. You can be quite old, but you don't know yourself, therefore you're not really mature. That's why when we have these unhealthy relationships, they are not only restricted to relationships between young people. We have people that are quite old in age, but they have very unhealthy relationships, and even if they leave them, they get other unhealthy relationships. So it's one unhealthy relationship from one unhealthy one to another, and you find their age, they're not really young people. So maturity has nothing to do with the physical age of a person. It has everything to do with a person knowing themselves and understanding themselves, and being in alignment when it comes to their thoughts and emotions. So yes, maturity is very, very important in a relationship. But as I said, maturity is nothing to do with age. So let it not be misconstrued that I've said, oh, you must be a certain age to be in a relationship. No, you just must be mature. Thank you.
Okay, that's very nice. So please, my audience, if you have any questions you would like me to ask them, drop it here and then I'll do justice to that. So back to Mr. Ayala, please, the question I asked before, can you please elaborate it for us? Can you please unmute your mic? Can you please unmute your mic? Hello? Hello? We can't hear you. Please unmute your mic. Okay, Miss Shila.
Yes, I'm here.
Okay, so about the maturity thing you said, it doesn't matter the age of a person. So can a 15-year-old boy get engaged to someone like 23, 24-year-old girl?
A 15-year-old boy is still a child. Maturity, children. Now, when I talk maturity, I was talking about adults, not children. 15-year-old is a child, quote unquote. Even in many jurisdictions, many countries, you'll actually be breaking the law. That will be pedophilia. You will go to jail. So when I talk about maturity and saying maturity doesn't matter with age, let me qualify it and say I'm talking about adults. I'm not talking about children. So a 15-year-old should not be in any relationship with anyone, including a fellow 15-year-old. That is against the law in many, many countries. And children should do children activities, of which relationships are not children activities. So no. So to answer your question of a 15-year-old and a 23-year-old, no, on the grounds that a 15-year-old is a child.
Okay, that's okay. So can we say emotional regulation is also a factor for a skill way to a healthy relationship?
Yes, emotion regulation is basically emotion regulation means that you can control your emotions, or you can express your emotions, or whatever emotions you have, they don't run away with you and you lose control of yourself. So emotion regulation is a very important factor in a relationship, and as well, it's an important factor in life in general. You need to be able to control your emotions and not just run amok, not let them run amok. And more so in relationships, because in relationships you also have the well-being of someone else. So
Hello, Miss Shila. Miss Ayala, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me too?
Yeah, I can hear you. Miss Shila, are you there? Okay, so Mr. Ayala was asking, is maturity a key factor in a healthy romantic relationship?
Yeah, I'm talking about maturity. You know, most
Miss Pal, everything dropped out. Anyway, as I was saying, emotional regulation is very, very important in a relationship, because it doesn't only protect you, it's also protecting the person you're in a relationship with. So yes, that is a very important skill in a relationship. And one thing we have to know, it comes back to communication. Many people end up not regulating their emotions because they do not know how to communicate. If you know how to communicate well, you will know you don't have to shout or scream or go on silent treatment or be angry or fearful, because you know you can communicate. You can communicate what you are feeling. So yes, emotional regulation is very, very important. But again, we go back to communication, which takes us back to understanding your needs. Thank you.
Welcome. Okay, back to Miss Ayala. I was asking if maturity is a key factor in a romantic relationship, a healthy romantic relationship.
Yes, maturity is a very, 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 very key factor in any healthy relationship. In the sense that when you talk about maturity, doesn't really talk about the age in itself. Maturity has to do with even when issues arise within the relationship, how you guys are able to approach issues. How are you going to solve issues when they arise? And that has to do with your level of thinking and how you guys are well committed to the particular relationship that you guys have. So maturity, yes, it's a very important key, but let's not look at maturity from the aspect of maybe how old is a person or something, but let's look at maturity from the aspect of how analytical a person is, how is a person solving an issue when it arises. So maturity, yes, is a very key ingredient for any healthy relationship. That's my take on that.
Okay, so maturity is a key factor in a healthy relationship, and it doesn't matter the age, right?
No,
not at all.
Not at all. It doesn't matter the age at all, because trust me, excuse my words, you can have maybe an adult like a 45 years as compared to maybe a 30-year-old guy or lady. But you have these two people chat, and you can see that the adult is not making, excuse my words again, any sense in that conversation. So it doesn't mean the person is that mature. So age doesn't really mean that you are matured. No. Age is just a number, as we all say. But maturity has to do with, and it has to do with the brain. That is maturity. And it doesn't need to be how old you are or something. No. Age doesn't help in this issue at all. Age doesn't help in this issue at all.
Okay. And I also asked if emotional regulation is also a factor, a key factor in a healthy relationship.
Very, 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 very key, I think. And if you are not able to, regulate your emotions, I think you'll be heading towards a big disaster. In the sense that it's the emotions that keeps every relationship going. In the sense that how I'm even able to talk to you as maybe Sheila or Pearl in an argument will let you be like, oh no, come on, I have to see reasons with what this person is saying. Or it doesn't necessarily mean that you have to be always right. Yes, emotions might go up sometimes, but the same word comes in. Sheila mentioned communication, and I will also say that I will also use communication as well. If you're able to communicate well, I don't think emotional regulation should be a problem in any relationship at all. It shouldn't even come, because you guys understand yourself, you're able to communicate well, and I don't think it should be an issue. But it's a key thing that we all need to be able to regulate when it comes to that. So that's my take on relations. Yeah.
Okay, that's very nice. Please, back to you, Miss Sheila. I want your last word about 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 a healthy relationship. What do you have to say about it? Your last words.
My last words about healthy relationship is that they are one of the best things you can have in this life. To go through this life while you are part and parcel of a healthy relationship is a wonderful thing. It will add so much quality to your life. You will have a companion standing there right beside you. You'll have someone to share moments with, someone to build empire with, someone to laugh with, someone to cry with, someone to be with you all through life. You will not stand alone if the relationship is healthy. And you would really, really enjoy your time on this earth when you are part and parcel of a healthy relationship. So we should all strive to get to this healthy relationship. We should all strive to only settle for healthy relationships. If it is nothing like a healthy relationship, you are better off being on your own. And if you find that you are
Okay.
always getting from one unhealthy relationship to another unhealthy relationship, the problem is not the unhealthy relationships. The problem is you. Your standards
Okay.
need to be worked at. Your thoughts need to be worked at. Your maturity needs to be worked at. So work on yourself first. And if you work on yourself and you have that place whereby your thoughts are okay, you are that mature, as Dennis said, you will find that you naturally and effortlessly attract a healthy relationship, of which I highly recommend them. Thank you.
Oh, okay. Please, Mesna just asked the question to Dennis. That will be your last words. So she said, how do people start in a healthy romantic relationship and then end up in an unhealthy one?
You see, sometimes if I'll go back to thank you very much for the question now. But the
Okay.
thing is, I'll go back to Sheila again. If really we are not able to, communicate with each other well, some relationship might start on a very good note, but at the end would also end up crashing or in a unhealthy one, as Na is asking. But it all boils down to understanding again and communication. We might have started a very good communication in the beginning, but getting to the latter or in the middle of the relationship, we might have broken a communication somewhere. So I say also that everything that we do or we want to do in every relationship, it depends on both of us, the two people involved. What do we want? What do we want to
Okay.
achieve? If there are things that we want to do together, then I believe we need to, go ahead and just do it as we have decided to do and not to look at what people are saying or people will say. So I believe
Okay.
from the question Nai is asking, yes, it might be that two people might have started a very healthy relationship, or yes, but it's also possible that going deep into the relationship, one or two things might come up or might crop up for the relationship to be unhealthy. But all depends on both of you, the two
Okay.
partners involved in the relationship. You need to come back, sit down. This is not how we started. How are we here? Let's go back to how we started. It's all communication, as Sheila is saying, communication,
Okay.
and we understand each other. So that's my final word. We need to understand each other. We need to understand each other.
Okay.
Thank you very much, Bill.
Okay, thank you very much, the two of you. I'm very grateful for getting time to join us. I'm very grateful. So see you next time. Thank you, my audience. Thank you, everyone, for getting time to watch us. I hope you learned something. Join us next week with another amazing edition. And yes, that's it. I'm Miss Pearl. So I'll see you next time. Bye bye.